She was kidnapped by two thugs and taken to a movie theater. After enduring 8 hours of torment, the two thugs finally decided to leave. She thought her nightmare was finally over, but then one of the thugs' cousins showed up. He even recorded the entire ordeal on his phone. No one knows how much time had passed. The girl regained consciousness. She left the cinema with the little strength she had left. The girl was going to get married soon. When she told her fiancé what had happened, she thought he would comfort her, but instead, he abandoned her without hesitation. Her father, Rashi, learned about the torture she had endured. He went to the police station to file a report, but the officers didn't care about his daughter at all. They were too busy watching TV. Rashi was furious when he saw this. He marched forward and smashed the TV to pieces. Right when Rashi was reporting the crime, the thugs kidnapped the girl again. They took her to a remote forest. She fought with everything she had. She pushed one of them down and made a run for it. One of the thugs picked up a branch from the ground. He threw it, hitting her shoulder. She gritted her teeth, pulled it out, and kept running. She ran deeper into the woods, but she ended up at a dead end. If they caught her again, she knew she would suffer even more. With nowhere left to run, she decided to jump. But just as she climbed over the railing, the thugs grabbed her. Then Thug took a knife and cut off her hair. She fell into the river. One of them fired shots into the water. They assumed she was dead, and that it was all over. But they were wrong. She survived through sheer willpower. She was eventually taken to the hospital. Rashi saw the unbearable suffering his daughter had endured. He swore to take revenge on the thugs. His first target was the thug's cousin. When Rashi caught him, he tried to act innocent, claiming he did nothing. But the moment the girl stepped forward, he started to panic. To make him experience just a fraction of what his daughter went through, Rashi put lipstick and eyeliner on him, dressed him in women's clothes and a wig, then threw him out onto the street. And sure enough, long before someone dragged him into a car, so he took them to court. But the other side's defense lawyer kept humiliating the girl during the trial. She kept pressing for every painful detail of that night. For a victim of such a horrific crime, this was worse than death. The female attorney even went as far as attacking the girl's character. Her father couldn't take it anymore. He cut off the lawyer mid-question, begged her to stop. He was ready to take his daughter and leave, but the judge warned him, leaving like that would be contempt of court. The father asked the judge if his daughter was being humiliated in court. Wasn't that contempt for her dignity? He refused to let his daughter be hurt any further, so they walked out in silence. After that, they rarely left the house unless absolutely necessary, but the whispers never stopped. Neighbors gossiped about them every day. Some even wrote cruel words on their door. The girl desperately tried to wipe them off. Her ex-fiancé showed up and witnessed the whole scene. Feeling ashamed in front of others, he chose to walk away. It wasn't until the girl's father appeared that he finally took his daughter back inside. The next morning, a group of women knocked on their door. They handed the father and daughter a video. It showed everything that happened that night at the theater. But the most shocking thing is that the girl was raped by a fourth person. That person was her cousin, and he was the one who filmed it all. The rage inside them was uncontrollable. There was only one thing left to do, that's revenge. Man forced to put on makeup by uncle. He was also dressed in a dancer's outfit. Rashi threw him onto a street full of thugs. Before long, he was carried into a car. At that moment, he finally understood the pain Rashi's daughter had endured. But this was far from over. Rashi made him carry out his own punishment. Then, he tracked down another man who had hurt his daughter. Rashi tortured him brutally and then dragged him to the railroad tracks. Meanwhile, the third criminal was completely terrified. He rushed home, packed his bags, and tried to flee the city. But before he could escape, Rashi caught him on the road. Tears streamed down the man's face as he begged for mercy, but there was no way Rashi would let him go. He forced the coward to kill himself. Now, there was only one last target left, the owner of the movie theater. He was a powerful figure in the city, but Rashi no longer cared about the risks. His daughter deserved justice. The boss actually told Rashi that he would humiliate Rashi's daughter again. Rashi's rage exploded, but the enemy had numbers on their side. Rashi was injured in the fight. When he saw that bastard approaching his daughter again, his fury turned into strength. He struggled to his feet. With all his might, he pulled the steel rod out of his own body. For his daughter, he would fight to the bitter end. The boss finally realized that he was no match for Rashi. He tried to run, but Rashi chased him relentlessly. He drove him into a dead end. Rashi gave this bastard the punishment he deserved. At last, he had avenged his daughter.